Hello everyone, good afternoon. Can you hear me? Am I audible? Okay, fine. So today we'll be working on Tableau. Hope everyone machine is ready with the Tableau installed, right? No issues with anyone? Any issues with the installation part or any other problem? You guys, everyone install Tableau? Is it ready? So we'll try to work on them directly. So today what we'll be going to do is like the very basic. Let's have chat. If still time permits. Hello? Yes guys, can you hear me? Am I audible to everyone? Others can please let me know.
Hello.
Yes, Rul.
Not able to hear you for last few minutes. Here now you
Okay.
are.
Now it
Hello.
is. Okay. Fine.
Now it's yeah.
Now I'm audible, right? Okay. So what I was telling is today, like we'll be trying to cover the very first understanding the tool. After that, we'll try to see the basic hands on how to work with the Tableau. After that, we'll be covering all the basic charts. So we have almost like 8 to 10 charts for completing the basic charts. So that all we'll do. And if time permits, we'll see to cover the advanced charts also, or else tomorrow we can do the advanced chart, right? So that is what we'll be doing for today. So before we move ahead, I just wanted to know, everyone has installed the Tableau tool? No problem or no issues with the Tableau installation, right? So everyone were able to open, whether it could be a Tableau public or is a desktop, anything is fine, right? So hope everyone has the tool ready with them. Fine. So I've already shared the different documents in the last week session related to the Tableau, so which we require to understand the one of the documentation which I've already shared last year week is regarding the tool. So there is one document called start screen, under which like fine anything, Tableau public, Tableau desktop, anything is fine. Just stick to one tool, that is enough. So one who wanted to explore more can go with the Tableau. It is hardly having 14 days trial. So whichever works, both are same for us. We don't have any problem. The only thing, the limitation comes up here is like the different types of data that we access. Anyways, we are not working with the different types of databases. So Tableau public would be appropriate for us. For your understanding and exploring of a tool, you can use a desktop, but or else it is not required. Okay. So this is one of the document which I have shared for anyone's reference. So what each screen was called, that all we have discussed in the previous presentation, like what type of screen, what it is named after, how to recognize that, what are the shelves, how to connect the data. So all that information has been provided here in this document. If someone has missed the last week session, they can even go through the recording, or else they can even go through this document for a quick and easier understanding for the terminology or the working with the tool. This would be helpful. Okay. So,
Krishna Bhushan here.
Yes, Bhushan.
Last week you have sent the recording, which is on April 18th you sent. But that recording is of April 4th recording, your YouTube link you have sent it up.
Okay, that was on April 4th. So it was not on the Tableau?
No, it's on SAS.
Okay, let me check. But I have uploaded, anyways, I'll just cross verify.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll do that. Okay. Right. So this one document will help you out. So anyways, some Bhushan said I've shared some wrong recording. Anyways, I'll just reconfirm and share it once again. So someone who have missed. Anyways, we have not discussed much about the Tableau on the last class for working on them practically. So today we'll be working on it. So by the end of today's session, I'll share both the recordings. I'll just recheck and share you both. Okay. So fine.
Krishna, there is some noise while you are speaking. I think maybe the headphone is not connected properly. Just check once.
Did it in a proper way. Let me.
Just like some noise is coming while you are speaking.
Okay. Now, any change?
Yeah, now it's okay. Fine.
Okay. Or else if you're still facing some issue, let me know so that I'll connect it back. I'll reconnect it back. Might be a problem with the GoToMeeting also.
I think it has improved now.
No. It's clear, right?
Yes, Krishna. Sometimes from the back, I mean, some echo or some sound noise is there. Okay, yeah, we'll see.
I'm not sure, but as per me, like there is no background noise from my place. But still, might be an issue with my headphones, or might be a GoToMeeting. If still the same problem is persisting, I'll just reconnect it back with the GoToMeeting.
Sure. Now it's okay. If
Okay.
it happens, we'll see.
Please let me know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay then. Fine. So we'll now move to the working on the Tableau. So the first thing is I'm using a Tableau public because the desktop edition is not working with me. But in spite, I've just tried to install the newer version, which was started with me. But I'm sticking to the public because most of you have installed the Tableau public. So this is the view which you can see once after you open a Tableau. So at the left side, where you can see here is something like a connect. So upon this connect, you have all the different types of data sources that which gets connected from where all you can get all your data. Whereas in the Tableau desktop version, whoever are using, like if you click on the more, they'll have lot many data sources to connect it. So as it's a public, you have a very limited sources. That is what the difference in between the public and the desktop version. Okay. So this is something like a Tableau connect to the different data sources. And obviously it will be prompting any newer version which comes up every time. It will be prompting the newer version is available or newer patch is available. So from that you can just have that upgradation done every time. So it will ask you to upgrade. This upgrade now will be every time giving you to connect to the desktop version. So that is what, like taking a license or something, it would be generally asking it, right? And the right side, which you can see, is something called discover, which you have how to create how to view the videos of Tableau, which directly gets connected to the Tableau website, where they have different types of training videos and many other quick kind of examples for different types of chats, what new in the market. All these would be generally be seen from that website if you connect it to. So these are all the latest videos that gets updated by the Tableau every time. And the next one is the whiz of the day. So here it constantly changes every day to day, or might be based on the updates they get it. So all the updations will be made here for the visualization of the date. One of the most used or most seen or popular visualizations are populated by the Tableau, where someone can take an example working with the different data and they can create different types of chats based on this. So this would be really helpful. Any other sample data sets, if you wanted to, you can get it from this place. There is the live training options available from the Tableau directly connected, and you can get all the live training details directly from the Tableau as well. So this is how the first basic look and like from the Tableau. If you just open it, whether it is a desktop edition or whether it could be a public edition, from the desktop you can see many other reports are inbuilt, like we can say the samples. Many sample details are inbuilt here. They'll be able to see more options, that is certain samples here which are often created, some dashboards, some sample data sources, all that you will be seeing in addition from the desktop version, right? So that is the only difference we have from desktop and the public. Now we'll start working onto the Tableau. So to work with the Tableau, we require some kind of a data. So whatever the documentations which I've shared you, I have prepared all the documentation on one of the most popular or commonly used data source, which is provided by the Tableau itself. That is called sample super.
Hi, Krishna.
Yes, Rohit.
I think still there is some noise while you are speaking.
Mm-hmm.
There is some noise which is coming. Can you confirm with others?
Okay, just guys, still someone is
Yes.
facing any problem with
Yes, Krishna. Yes, Krishna. I think your mic jack is not properly seated in the system.
Okay, guys, can you hear me now? Is it clear than earlier?
Yes.
Okay, I'll just remove my headset.
Clear, Krishna.
Okay, so now, Rohit, is it fine than earlier?
Yeah, it's fine now. Hi, Krishna.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So here we'll just start working onto the Tableau by connecting to one of the data source. So most of the people who are using the desktop version, they might see something called sample superstore and some other data sources at the bottom, which they can directly connect it. Or someone who is not able to see any of the data sources, they can click on Microsoft Excel, and that will be navigating directly to your paths. That is one of the paths which you will be able to save it, or while installation it might have taken the path in my folders or might be the documents. Under that you have something called Tableau repository, and you have data sources. Under that, whatever the latest version you have, that is what all the versions will be displayed, something like this. So the latest version is 2021.1. So from that, you'll see a sample superstore. So you can just click on it and open the data that we are going to work on.
Krishna, is it like same like SAS, like where we have a common path? I mean, we were saving the data in some folders, na? SAS folder, my folders.
No. This is not that. In this case, by default, you can use any source, anywhere, any path. There is no problem at all. Directly, it is not like a SAS. It is directly you can get navigated to your data.
Okay. From anywhere we can, upload.
You can directly download, upload, whatever you want, you can directly do it. So just connect to your source. So that is like a connecting to the source by clicking on it. So here I'm just clicking on Microsoft Excel, and that Microsoft Excel is directly connecting to the default path where your software was installed. That is generally, please see, the my repositories will be under the documents. So documents and my Tableau repository, data sources, from there you can see it. Okay. From that you can see some English US, and from there you'll be able to see the sample superstore.
I mean, it is already there in the Tableau.
It's already there in the Tableau.
Samples.
It will be by default there. Yes, that will be defaultly there.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Okay. So if someone is still facing a problem, if they are not able to find out this data for some reason, or if that is empty for some reason, I've already shared that particular data to you on your email in the last week. Still you have not, let me know, I'll share it.
Okay, that is why I got that doubt, because you shared also, and I was thinking why this is by this is by default, right?
No, actually that is by default you get it onto the Tableau, but for some reason few might be missing, or there is some installation issues might be. So I've already shared that file. They can also even use the same data. All that are fine.
Okay. And one more question, Krishna.
Yes.
While in the first page of Tableau, can you just again open the Tableau?
Sorry.
So this is yeah. Please open. I will tell you. So this is a public version we are using.
Right.
And as to like you said, connect. I mean, we can connect to Microsoft Excel, text file, JSON, and these are the files.
Right.
And one more thing we were telling, we can connect on more database.
You can see the click on
from
more. Then you'll have all the different databases like Oracle or any other SQL Server, Teradata. All the data sources will be displayed here, which gets connected to your database. From there, you can just call upon or take upon your tables to extract all the data from that particular table.
Okay, this we are not getting in public version, right?
This in the public, we don't get
we
any other data sources. Only in the desktop
Okay.
we'll be getting that.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
Right.
Right.
Back to the Excel and please work all onto the sample superstore. So everyone has to get the screen.
And Krishna, one more difference you were talking about. There in the table you said, na, like in the public and desktop version, there will be something. The blank space was there, na. You were talking
In
about
the
that
desktop
thing.
version, you'll have some kind of a sample data dashboards which are already created, that which comes with the Tableau, that will be displayed. In the public, we don't get that.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Right.
Please everyone connect to your data source. Once after you select your data source, you should be able to see sample superstore, which is in Microsoft Excel. Okay. And use data interpreter, which we discussed in the last class. Now it is not required for us because this data was provided by the Tableau as a default, which is a cleansed data. So it doesn't require to do that. Okay. So if you're working with more number of tables, it will show you what tables are getting connected and everything. So once after you get this screen, everyone just can click on the first table that is on the Excel sheet. We have 3 sheets: orders, people, and written. So we will be working with the table called or a data called orders. So just double click on it or drag and drop.
Hello Krishna, this is Imtiaz.
Yes, Imtiaz.
Actually, I'm using Tableau desktop.
Okay.
So from where can I get this data set?
From there also the same path. Path is same. On your documents, see that there will be my Tableau repository. From the documents which I have installed in my Tableau repository. Under that, have data sources. Under that, you'll have this superstore, sample superstore.
No, I have file, data, worksheet, dashboard like this. I have things.
Okay, or else you can do one thing, download my last week email. From that, you will be able to see the data source. That is a sample superstore. Just download and navigate from where it is getting downloaded.
Okay, I mean, I have downloaded the data set what you have shared last time.
Okay, just
so
connect
how
it.
to I have to go to files there?
Not files. Like I've shown you in the last, like click on Microsoft Excel. From the Microsoft Excel, it will ask you to connect it. Just connect it, open it. Click on it and open. So then you'll be able to see that.
Okay, I will try this one.
After you see, you'll be seeing the 3 sheets defaultly. Just double click on. You should be able to open data, which you see is the orders table, and the data is populated at the bottom. So has everyone got the screen? Got the data populated? Please try to open it. Okay.
Krishna, are these different tables inside sample superstore? Orders, people?
these three different sheets we have. There is an orders, the other one is
Okay.
people, and the other one is the returns.
Okay. Okay.
So we are working on only the orders table.
Okay.
Okay, just double
Right.
click on it. Everyone should be able to see this, right? Just give me a minute, please. Yes, sorry. Fine. So this is the data which we are going to work on. As you can see here, we have certain fields like row ID, order date, ship mode, customer ID, customer name, segment, country, region, city, state, postal code, product ID, product category, subcategory, product name, sale, quantity, discount, profit, and everything. So there are many fields that we are going to work on, but as we discussed in the last class, that Tableau will by defaultly bifurcate your all the data into dimensions and measures. So you might also have observed that if it is a character values or a string data, you can see a iconic representation of ABC, whereas a numerical values will have an hashtag. And also, if you have any other data like country or any other, we have a globe shaped, as well as some dates. You can see that we have some kind of calendar representation. All that we can see here, it will automatically recognizes. The Tableau will automatically recognize all these data types, right? So this is the data which we are going to work on. So to work with this is how we can check with our data source which gets connected. And then after, to perform any kind of a visualization, at the left bottom you can see there is like go to sheet, and some orange color sheet is getting displayed. So sheet 1, right? To perform this will be the data source which we are going to work, and to perform all the visualizations we need to work it on the sheets. So just click on the sheet 1. Everyone can click on the sheet 1, where you can see this is the representation of a Tableau, or the view of a Tableau that we are going to work on it, right? So in the previous class or in the last session, we have discussed everything on this. That is like we are going to work on the tool, what each type of a window is called. This we call it as a worksheet or a canvas. So this is the marks card, filters, pages, and measures and dimensions, the data view, like menu bar, toolbar, the data to place it. So all that we have discussed. One other special feature of Tableau is the show me, which is an automatic way of providing some kind of a guidance for which you wanted to create what type of a chart. So all that are provided to us. So this one we have worked on the last class itself. So if someone is not there, so they can even try observing and just make a note of the terminologies that we are using within the Tableau. Right. The next point upon this is, whenever we are connecting to any kind of a data, so Tableau will defaultly change them to measures and dimensions. So as you can see, any kind of a string values or a date values and everything is defaultly placed under the dimensions area or dimensions shelf at the left side. And you can also observe that all the numerical measures have been defaultly placed under the measures dimension or measure shelf at the bottom with the iconic representation which we have already worked with the different data types and their representations earlier. Right? So this aggregation has been done by the Tableau for easily working, and how we can work with them we'll just see by creating some kind of a chart. Right? So this is the view of a Tableau. Probably will come across many things working onto the Tableau on a step-by-step basis. So we can just try to go for it. Now, everyone, to get some kind of an hands-on or to understand more about a Tableau, we have to start working onto the Tableau by just dragging and dropping. So obviously, Tableau is such an easy thing. If you just drag and drop anything related to it, place it under the rows and the columns, we get some kind of a visualizations defaultly. So no code is required, nothing to do, very simple and easy to work, but we should know what we are going to create. So that's the reason we are learning here. So now let's start working everything, right? To just get some kind of an hands-on, I recommend everyone please open. There is a sheet which I have shared it to you, a document called Basic Chart Preparation. From the last email, I have shared this email in the last class. Please open this particular sheet or a PDF file called Basic Chart Preparation. So everyone will start doing it. Rather than I teach something here, we have to do together, or else it will be difficult. Only by looking into this doesn't make any difference. It is not like a SAS programming. Once I give some kind of a concept, then you just try to execute and see the code. This is not the code we are going to do. We have to follow the steps. So rather than I teach, you should be able to do all that. So anything, something is which is really new, I'll try to explain all that. So just by going these simple examples, you can create all the visualization. So first we have to cover this document, then we'll move back to all the basic charts. So please make sure.
Krishna.
Yes.
Hi, Krishna. Krishna, you drag that customer name to columns.
Right.
So I also tried that, but I'm getting that warning. The field being added may contain as many as 1048 members.
Right.
Something
I'll
like
come
that.
to it. I'll work on that. Like
Okay, fine.
assuming you like just by drag and drop, you'll be getting everything. Any type of can be prepared. That's what we are not doing here. We wanted to understand which type of a chart can be prepared, what are the different ways to do. So I've created a documentation with some basic example. You guys can try n number of ways with n number of charts. That's you can do it, but still as a part of a learning, we are going through one after the other, covering many types of charts, taking basic scenarios. Right, I'll come across what is all that. We'll work on them one after the other. Anyways, the answer to your question is like you'll have an option there, add all the members. If you click on that, you'll get added to all the members there. So what that means, we'll come across with some example later.
Oh, Krishna.
Okay.
Thanks, Krishna.
Please guys, everyone open this document. If everyone has opened it, they can start working on it. So what you're supposed to do, now you have a Tableau with you. The thing is, you have to work on it. We have a document to work on. Just everyone can start doing this. So the first thing, what we have to do, you can choose any columns, why this column is specified or why can't the other column. We don't have any of that particular sort. Just for the understanding, like a kind of thing, making it little bit meaningful, I've just used these particular fields or columns. You can choose any of your, just try whatever it is, but make sure once you are creating any kind of a visualization, is that logically correct or not? So that's what you have to keep it in mind. Rest of the others, you can go with any type of a chart, right? So let's first create a very basic bar chart. So what you're supposed to do is drag the field called region into the column bar and drag the sales into the rows, which will by default create a simple bar chart for us. Okay, you can just try for it. I'm choosing one of the dimension at the left side, one region, the other one is the
Can I make it in reverse?
anything. Anyways, yes, Bhushan.
Okay.
Okay, but that's what. Let me show you the region I'm making it and sale into the rows. So what we had some kind of a basic bar chart which got created. So what will happen if you just make it reverse? right?
We'll be getting a horizontal lines.
Horizontal. So obviously anything can be done. So I'll make it sales to columns, region to rows. So horizontal lines are created. Anyways, that's what I said you. This particular documentation which I've created is something like very simple, just for understanding and how to visualize it. You can use it any other way, but make sure that you are doing it for some purpose, not by just only by dragging and dropping. And make sure that it is
So Krishna, is columns dimensions and rows measures?
not like that. All the categorical data, whichever you have, all the categorical data is called as a dimension. All the numerical values data is called as a measures.
Actually, I'm asking about that columns. We are dragging it to columns now. So we
Right.
are dragging dimensions to columns, right?
It is not that. So that's
And
what like
not like
Bhuti
that.
said. Can we do it in a reverse order? Yes, we can do it. So on the x and y axis, what you wanted to populate on your x axis, what you wanted to show it on the y axis, is that nothing but a column and a row. Vice versa of
Okay.
a difference. It is not that column should only have a dimensions and row should only have a measures. It is not that. It can be anything.
Okay. Okay. So what is x here? X will be columns or rows will be x. I mean,
Sorry,
how?
columns
So
and
what
rows.
you are telling x and y?
Like now this will be, what will be this dimension? Now this will be the region which is on the x-axis and the sales is on the y-axis.
Sales is on the y-axis. I mean, rows will be y in that
Rows will be
case,
y
right?
kind of thing,
And
and or columns will be
columns will be
x-axis.
x-axis.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Right.
Fine, guys. So if that is done, like you can move to the next point. So if you remember that in the last class we discussed about the measure names and measure values. If you have remembered it, you might have recollected, or else you can just even see a measure name is a collection of all the names of the measures present in a data set. It always presents at the end of the dimension list. It consists of discrete values. Whereas measure values are present at the same again at the bottom of the measure, that is the like it's here will be the dimension list, here it will be the measure list. So here all the data which is kept together is nothing but the measure values. It is always present at the end of it, and it consists of some continuous values, right? So as you have already seen, to create one basic chart of creating some kind of a bar charts, now let's put these measure names and measure values in your chart. So if you wanted to clear off this, or else if you wanted to add more number of sheets, you can just click on this icon, which will create one more sheet. Or else if you wanted to clear off this because there is nothing in it, you can just use this particular icon to clear the sheet, right? So you can clear off whatever you want, you can do it. I'm just clearing it off. Okay. And what you are supposed to do now? The first step, like taking a basic, what is this, like a use case, what you're supposed to do now, measure names and measure values can be like can be used to see the aggregation of all the measures present in data set. These fields are shown as different types of visualizations in the Tableau. So what you're going to do now, just place your measure names into the columns and measure values into the rows. See what it will be creating. What you're going to do now, you can create a new sheet or clear the sheet. Anything is fine. Now I'm going to place my measure names to the columns and measure values to the rows. Right? So can someone tell me what happened by doing this? Why we have only got these particular values with the measure names and values? And just someone can give an idea.
Order, discount, profit, quantity, sales. These are only the numeric values.
Right?
So that's why we got only this.
We got only the numerical. But where is the measure values here? Sorry, the measure names. all the other fields. We have also dragged down all the measure names into the columns, and this is a measure values we got it, which is okay, fine. We got all them, that is the discount. So it is defaultly taking the sum of discount, sum of profit, sum of quantity, sum of sales are represented as the measure values. But where are my measure names? Why haven't we got that?
You mean latitude, longitude, all these things?
Not latitude, longitude. This is a generated one, so this doesn't make any difference to our report. What I meant is, we have also dragged down all the measure names, right? The measure names here are like customer name, customer ID, category, segment, shipping mode. So there is nothing like that.
Those are alphanumerics, so that's why we haven't got it.
Right. It is like a categorical data, so it doesn't consider any of a particular field. The measure name consists of all the categorical collection of all the categorical data. So it has taken up a scale which is like starting from 0 to the data provided in it, but it is not specifically working on any other dimension on this. Right. So that's the reason it is only showing up the scale for us. That is the sale of this particular thing, which is the total, sum of the total, sum of the quantity, sum of the discount is displayed here for us. Right?
Krishna, can you please repeat? I mean, measure names is dimensions, right?
Yes, measure names is a dimensions, which is a category.
So
right? It's a categorical string values or alphanumerical values, which might be. So if you're taking it for the x-axis or y, if you're taking it for the y-axis, what type of an field can be considered as a scale here? Right? Which means when I take something called as a customer name, so a customer name can be this particular y-axis, and I want to display all the other numerical measures to be given into the bar chart, for example. So does it make a sense to give some kind of a customer name over here and the bar charts for the entire data? Or else if you take a region, will that be a valid? Or if you take a segment, will that be a valid? It's not that, right? Simply, it is giving you the
it will be a horizontal graph, right? You said if it be take.
No, it is not taking any kind of a categorical, rather than upon that category, we are getting all the numerical measures here, which is taking as an aggregated value.
Okay.
Okay, so that is what we can see.
I mean, it is aggregating all the sales, right?
All the sale, total sale for the entire data, whatever the data that we have got it here is, like let's assume 22,97,000, something like that. Right.
Okay.
Total sum of the profit is like 2,86,000. So discount is very less, 500, and we can, the orders is 994, 994. So that is what we are getting upon the measure names. And these are all the measure values. Okay.
Can you just scroll once that left part? Yeah. So here we have measure values: discount, profit, quantity, sales. And what is this count of orders?
Right. So what is this count of orders is? Let me open this.
Is it the same thing, measure value?
That's the same thing, because it has a total count of 99,994 is the total count of the orders in this data. So how many orders have been placed? So that is getting displayed.
Okay.
Okay. So there is something else which you see is something called as a generated. So these are not created by us. This is created with a Tableau. We'll see that later.
But still, I'm not getting that measure name, Krishna. Measure name here, like suppose you have region. For region, you will have count of orders, profit, quantity, sales, right?
Right. So now you can see when you specified one individual category. Now I've just dragged and dropped the region here. So you can see the region you are getting for the count of orders, all the 4 regions, the discount, all the 4 regions, and so on. Right. Now you made it one particular category. That is only one particular field you have considered is a region. So that's the reason we got this
Okay.
kind of a representation. But when I made a collection of all the categorical data, so what is a measure name? Measure name is
All
like
the categorical data.
all the
Okay.
categorical data. So on what category
Right,
it
right.
has to take it? It can take anything, right? So that's the reason it has given only the scale for us. So what is the scale? It is just taken as a value. The value of this particular data is now considered from 0 to whatever the scale, and it is displaying us.
Okay, okay.
Okay,
Okay.
clear
Means
now?
it has some all the thing. I mean,
Right.
like
Somehow
for
nothing.
region,
Right.
whatever count. Okay,
Somehow
okay.
nothing is there. It is taking it. It is only based upon the total displayed on a particular value. That is this value displayed over some kind of a category, but not considering what field on
So
this.
we cannot tell which category it is. It is just aggregated and
It is
given
just
as
an
the scale,
aggregation.
right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Uh-huh. Okay, okay. And now you said that if you want for a particular region, now again we'll drag that region, right?
Right. For example, I'll just remove this one. Now I'll keep it for regions. Let's say I'll give it only the region. Now we'll be getting for different regions for the sale happened. So this is the West region. Only the default is taking only the sale, not with all the major value.
But why it is not showing discount, profit, quantity? Because measure values means everything, na, Krishna?
Huh. Major
It should.
values is everything, but here let me show you. Now I'll place it all the measure values on the region.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
So it is showing the measure values. Here it is, but it is not mandatory that every what we say orders might not be there in that particular region. Discount might not be there in that. Maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, okay. That can be the reason, right?
That can be the reason. Okay. It is not that only the sales
Acha,
is there.
acha.
There might be some other things, but default it is taking it as a sale.
Acha, acha. Okay, okay.
Okay. Got it?
Okay. By default, it is taking sales. It means right,
Right.
right. I mean, we can display other thing also if we
Other
want
thing.
profit
Yes,
or
yes. If you wanted to do, like you have to select it individually, or you can have one or more columns, so then it will be displayed.
okay, okay. Take it, take it. Got it.
Right then.
Thanks, Krishna.
Okay. So please go to the second one just to make more understanding about a tool. So any measure can be removed by from the visual by removing from it. You can just right click on that particular value, or you can just use it on this one, and you can use a remove, or else you can even just click on it and click on the remove button. So you can remove any of your field if required. So let's say I wanted to remove it, just right click on it and you can remove them. So right click on that particular measure name and you can just remove it. Okay, that is just to show you how to remove an individual fields or one or more fields from your visualization. Right?
Please show once more. Remove one. If you want to remove sales,
Just right
just show
click
that
on
one.
the profit, or let's say here it is a profit. You can see there is a profit.
Okay, okay. From there.
Just remove it, or else from the measure values also you can see it. You can completely remove all them. Okay, but
Okay, okay. Take it, take it.
here because we are working on an individual thing, so just try to keep it here itself and remove them. Okay.
Are you removing it from the graph also? Like
This is from
sales you
removing from the
clicked on.
graph, not from the data. We are not removing from the data that we have. The data is always there.
Okay.
From the visualization, we are removing it.
Okay, okay.
Only from the graph. Not the data will not be removed from here. It will be permanently there. Right? Hope everyone is on the mark. Right. So next is make some kind of more changes by giving an alias name, how to work on the aliases. So you can even give a try for that. If you wanted to rename something as a field, you can just go for edit alias from the measure names. So that is the measure names, right click on it. You'll see edit aliases. You'll have a list of all the fields there, actual name and the alias name. You can just double click on it and directly change the alias. So this is for renaming your field Here we call it as an alias, which gets automatically changed here. That is one way to change the alias name, or else from here also we can do it. Okay, so better is to go from this place and click on this edit aliases. From there you can just double click on the any of which the column name you wanted to change it. So in the example I've shown, like there is something called sales or volume sales, change that to anything else, or quantity as anything, just to illustrate how we can change the aliases. Right guys, so this is the one, and the last one is case number 4. Just try to give some. If you wanted to analyze multiple measures in a single visual, it can be done by using the measure names and measure values. Now we'll see with some other example that we'll see the trend of a measure name, sales, profit, quantity over the year. So what are the different fields we are going to consider here in this? We wanted to see the trend of a measure with a sales, profit and quantity over the year is what we wanted to perform. So what all fields I'm going to consider now? What is the first step you are supposed to do? Okay, from the measure names, what measures I'm taking it, that is what fields I'm going to take it here, right? The first thing you have to do is, if you already have all the fields, okay, I'm just doing it once again. So I'm just placing all my measure names and measure values. So from this, I wanted to consider only the fields called sales, profit and quantity. So you can just directly see that here for selection by removing few of them, or else the best and easiest way to do is just place your measure values into the filters box. So just drag and drop your measure values to the filters. So this will be a filtration of all your measure names are displayed to us. So what we wanted to do, we can just check out whichever the fields we want, or we do not wanted to use it. So here in this example, I wanted to have only the profit, quantity and sale. So I'm just disabling this one and checking with the count of orders in display. So click on apply and OK, or else OK is also fine. So which you will be able to display only the fields that you wanted to display it. So which means you are using a filter shelf to filter certain kind of the columns to be displayed from your visual. But the point here is I wanted to have my representation done on a time period. So let me remove this. So what I want to do, I'll just drag and drop my order date to the columns, because the one which I said you is I wanted to see the trend of a measure, namely the sales, profit and quantity over the years. So here we have already done this point. Now I'm going to drag and drop the order date into the columns and measure values into the rows. Right? Already we have the measure values here and order date which I specified, which is defaultly displaying me the years of 2018 to 2021 data. Right? So we'll make it more visualized with some kind of change in certain options. Drag the measure.
Krishna, can I ask you one question?
Yes,
We
please.
have this time data, right? Just open that sheet. So from this, can we tell which is the quantity and sales and which is the order? What it is? I mean, is it a profit? Is it a quantity or it is a sales?
Let me show you.
By default, it is showing sales, na?
Like by the end of it, what we are going to display will show you.
Okay.
just hold for 2 minutes. So here we got is like when
Sales.
selecting this, Tableau is defaultly giving you some kind of a visual. So here if you click on or place your mouse here, you will be able to see only the sales data, right? So is that appropriate or is it right? What we wanted to take a decision after we create a visual. So let me just cover this. After that we can understand what we are going to create.
Okay.
So now we'll
You
go to the,
discussed previously also that it is displaying sales data by default.
right, it is taking sales data
That is
by
a-
default, but we should take a decision that whatever the visualization made is right or wrong. So every time we drag and drop,
Okay.
Tableau will provide you some kind of a recommendation. So here it is, when you have placed these particular fields onto the Tableau, it is having a recommendation, these kind of a visualization is created. But this is not appropriate as because we specified it to display upon the three fields, that is the profit, quantity and sale, but it is only defaultly showing us the sales of it, so which is not an right way of doing it. So for that we have to do few more steps to make it appropriate. Let's see what to do. The third step here is you're now taking the measure names into the color option on your marks card. So now just place your measure names to the color. Please see this on your marks card, you can just drag and drop, right? So once after you placed it, it has automatically changed your recommendation from all of your whatever the fields that you specified, the profit, quantity and sale of this data, and representing in the different colors. So you can see here the profit is in the blue color, quantity orange color, sales in the red color at the right left. So someone who is not able to see here, they have to click on the show me, right? They have to click on the show me so that they'll be seeing all these things, right? So now this is a trend which we are able to see for the different time period, that is upon the years, what is the sale happened. So still if we find it this is not right, what we can do it. So let's understand more. So it colors the visual based on the measure. It also specifies different colors for different measure names present in it. So line chart is generated for multiple measures over the period shown in the figure. So that is how we can make it, but this is specifically for an year. So if I wanted to do it for every month of a particular year, what can be done? Right. So all that we'll try to work with more number of examples with the other different types of charts. Right. So here at the right side, you can see highlight the select item, or you can just go with edit color options. You have a lot many colors, so you can just randomly select the colors from it. So I have clicked on this particular icon here at the right side. You can see drag down list is there, edit colors. So click on it. You'll have the color options, select profit, or you can choose list of all the different colors available, and you can just even assign any color for it. So that way you can change your visualization as per your requirement. Right guys? Is that clear? Everyone? So
Krishna, that means the graph that Tableau will give us, it will not be correct one every time. We need to, segregate or verify it.
I don't say it's not correct, but it is giving you some kind of a recommendation. That recommendation is appropriate for you or not. You have to take a decision. Right.
Okay.
So let's say I have to present my output or report to my boss, or let's say my subordinate or my manager or someone. So by default giving it, Tableau will be giving you a suggestion, but what is that exactly you wanted to display a report to your someone is right or not, you need to take a decision. So we cannot trust every recommendation given by the Tableau. So based on the requirement, we have to go for it. But as per the data, as per the fields, as per the type of data you have, Tableau will give you some kind of recommendations. So that recommendation, we can either go with it if you find it appropriate. No, if you're not finding it correct, then make changes as per your requirement. Is what we have to understand. That's it. Clear?
Sure, Krishna.
Right.
Thanks.
So hope everyone now got some basic idea of working with the Tableau. So we have worked on the worksheets, we have worked with the columns and fields. We have not much worked on this menu bar and toolbar. So we came to know about the dimensions and the measures. We came to know the measure values, some marks card and the filtration, right? We have covered certain part of a tool now, right? So everyone convenient enough so far? Any questions up till now? All good? Right? Okay guys, so I guess no questions. So if everyone is really fine, not having any questions, then we have to start working on our basic charts. So what are the basic charts we are going to work on? So I've just made a few list of it. We'll first understand about that. And there is one more document provided to you. Just open that basic charts bar scatter PDF format file. So we have very basic charts to cover. That we'll be covering now. So everyone good so far?
Krishna,
Yes.
here like whatever we have done, we have not used the dimension directly now. I mean, for the particular region, we have directly used measure names, right?
Right. So now we'll be doing all that. This is just to make you know the working on how to at least use a Tableau. That's the reason I've just created a basic use case to make an acquaintance with someone very new for it. So they should at least know where to drag and drop, use what, where they are located, rather than directly working with some kind of an charts. So before to that, this is some, let's say a preparatory kind of thing. So that just know what we have worked on, covering certain things. Now we'll actually work on different types of charts. That is a basic charts, but now we'll work with some kind of a basic scenario. Then we'll try to work with different more options, more type of help onto the tablet. We'll see all that one after the other. Okay. Right. So that's what I was asking. Is everyone finding comfortable so far that all we have covered till now is what my question is? So no one has raised anything. So obviously taking it for granted and it's fine. Now we'll start working with the basic charts, right? So before we go ahead, what are the types of charts we are going to prepare? For what reason they are helpful? On what type of a data it can be most commonly be used? We have to know before we are going ahead. And obviously, in the previous session itself, in one of the slide, we discussed what would you like to show. So we have discussed about relationships, contributions, and what type of a charts are highly preferred for different types of a data. All that we have discussed in the previous class. Now, today we'll be working with the basic charts, working on it. So probably for tomorrow we'll go with the advanced charts. If time permits, we'll do it for today. Let's see. Okay. So this is what the charts we require. The one is the scatter plot. So used to find the relationship between the two variables is when you use, like for example, if you wanted to find any relationship, then you generally go for a scatter plot. So the bar chart is the most commonly used, which is used to represent any categorical values, if any, or a categorical with some kind of a numerical values. And a column chart, that is horizontal chart, which we already just done before we started it, like to check with the vice versa, x and y, y and x and so on. So you can just create an horizontal chart. Pie chart generally gives a display of a pie to show the relative sizes of any data using some slices. The line chart, just now we have prepared this one. This is a line chart. So here, which is like showing upon the series of data points on the continuous lines. Generally, the time series data are most commonly used. And a combination chart, that is with a single line and a bar, which shows the sales for each month and period. That is along with the line and a bar we have. So we have something called dual axis charts. So to display the relationship between the two variables with different magnitudes, right? So we have these basic charts to prepare, and we have some other additional advanced charts which we'll be doing it tomorrow, which require some kind of a time for them. So that is like Pareto's, density, waterfall, many things which we'll be doing it later on. Okay, so one after the other. So for now, we'll just try to start working onto the basic charts. We have not even saved it. So dual access. So dual access is nothing but you'll have a relationship
Krishna,
with
sorry to
different
interrupt.
magnitude.
Prashant is asking to repeat.
Pawan, right? So Pawan, which one you missed it? The dual access. So dual access is nothing but, let's say, I have an time period, let's say for year 2019 to 2021 or something, which I wanted to see a power consumption made by different people with different types of sources. For example, let's say, or else what type of vehicles are generally using or which type of a fuel. So I wanted to say that the vehicles which are using a petrol, the vehicles which are using a diesel, okay, or a gas. We generally call this as a dual axis with different magnitudes. The type of car used for the petrol and the type of car for the diesel. So that is the different axes are shown on one kind of a visualization that we generally call it as a dual axis. Okay, y1 axis with y2 axis on x. The type of a chart we generally call it as a dual axis. Okay, clear, Pawan?
More than two also can we perform?
More than two might not be appropriate because we are taking it on the different axes. So we cannot have y3, y4, y5. So x-axis with y1 and y2 will be generally considered. We don't have a like a triple axis or quad axis or something. We just have only the dual axis. Okay. Right. We'll be working on all that, Pawan. I don't say it's a real time, but we are taking some kind of a scenario, some example to work on. When we are working on that examples also, we'll be working with different types of charts, all the charts. Right. So we are working with everything. So that's the reason I said you to please open this one other document called basic bar chart, where you have all the different types of charts, which we are going to do it now, one after the other, taking some kind of an example. Right. So please everyone open this PDF file. Now everyone please start working on it. Now we'll work with all these types of charts. So first we'll work with the bar chart, then we'll go with the line, scatter plot, pie charts, some histograms, bubble chart, area charts, dual axis, all that we'll try to work. Right? Is everyone ready? Good to go? Or you guys need some break or something? Not required? Then we can continue. If required, we'll take a small break and come back. It's up to you. Majority.
Not required, sir.
Okay. Great, guys. Then we can start working on it. Rather than I tell you, just everyone please follow the steps. Let me know for any questions or doubts. Parallelly, I'll also do it. Right? So first of all, we'll try to work on. I've already shared this. On the chat box, I cannot share, Pawan. This chat box is not able to share these files. I already shared an email. Didn't you receive it?
Oh, no, Krishna.
Okay. Okay. So you are not there in it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just guys, just give me a minute. Meanwhile, you guys can try working on the chat. I'll just forward him the mail. Just give me a minute, please, and you guys can start working on it.
Pawan, just check. I forwarded. I think I forwarded Pawan Gmail ID.
Okay, okay, Rahul. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So please open that. Everyone, please, everyone will do together. So just drag and drop the category column. Okay. Everyone get ready and we'll do it. Guys, can you please give me 2 minutes time? Meanwhile, you start working on it. Please give me 2 minutes. Okay, so sorry for that. Okay, so did anyone started working, right? So
Hi, Krishna.
yes.
I started working.
Okay,
I mean, I want to save the sheets, like one
right.
sheet, two sheet I'm doing.
I'm coming
Can
up.
you show how I can?
Yes, I'll show it. For the people who are working onto the desktop, they can directly have the save option. For the people who are working onto the public, I'll show you, right? So now let me create this one. So someone who have not done it. So what is that I'm going to do now is creating a bar chart, checking the region wise and type of shipping. So you can take up any kind of a scenario. This is some basic scenario which I've just used it here, taking the scenario for this region wise and type of shipping. So let's work on this. Okay, great, Manisha. Just give me a minute. I'm just coming. Right. So we're just dragging and dropping these particular fields like order date to columns. Is everyone has done this one?
Until the region
All right. So okay. Fine. Anyways, so let me show you someone who have not done that. So first step is I'm going to take the order date to the columns and sales to the rows. Now on the marks card, just select the bar chart. Third step, just select the bar chart from the drop down from your marks. Right. The fourth step is drag the region. Okay, where is the regions? Now we'll take that regions to the rows. Okay. What whether it could be a left side or right side, whatever it is, you can do it. So just in my documentation, I think I've specified drop the left to the sales for producing multiple axes of sales by region. Right. So now the next thing is to view the data, like you have to see them on a region wise. So what you can do is you can just place them into the filters. So drag the region to the filter. From there, which regions you wanted to display it. So specify whichever the region, like 1 or 2, whatever it is. So click on apply and OK to see it on a region wise. Right. So this is the way you can create your bar charts on the region wise with this type of a shipping. Sorry, I missed ship mode. Right. So ship mode to the colors. Okay. So right side you can see the different types of ship modes we have. The first class same day economy and the different colors representing the, this is something like a stacked bar which are able to get it. Right. So now the people who wanted to save it onto the desktop version, they can click on the save button, which will be asking you to save to your local file or local path. You can save that into C drive, D drive, or whatever the drive it is, you can save it there. The people who are using a public version, please click on the save. Now it will be asking you for the sign on. You have to sign into the Tableau public, which you have registered while at the time of downloading in the last week. So just give your credentials by entering for the email ID that you have given to it.
password is a Gmail password.
So whatever you have given while at the time of registration, so that password you have given.
Just ask email. It did not ask any password or nothing. It did not
Then
ask.
use the forgot password and reset the password.
Okay.
So then once after you get connected, it will be shown on your Tableau public. where it gets published.
It is showing me some workbook, book 1, work title book
Right.
1.
That you can name that if you wanted to have that as a name one. Book that, like a bookmark can be named after it. So when you go for it, like you can name it. I'm having some problem in saving the workbook. Okay. In the sheet name, give it as bar or something. So rather than asking it for the book 1 or sheet 1, so it will be asking you to save it with the same name. Just give me a second.
Krishna,
In some issue with my my rule. Are you able to save it?
actually what happened while I clicked on save, it is saying sending data to server, and I don't know, after that the Tableau public screen got, or that link got opened on the web page. One new tab opened, and this is displaying.
Under that you can see the chart that you have created it.
Yeah, I can see the chart.
Okay.
Did it save? Like this
That
one
is
I
saved.
can
Yes,
see.
that is saved. Yes, that is saved.
Okay, and again, if I want to open it, how I will open it?
From there itself, we have to log into your
got
the Tableau public site. Okay. From the public.tableau, you have to open it. From the profile, you can just open them and see. I'm just showing you my.
Okay, we cannot open from desktop. I mean,
No.
like whatever Tableau public app I have downloaded.
No, you can open it. So it will just reconnect it. So whenever you say like file, open, you can see there is an option called open from Tableau public, right? When you click on it, directly redirected. So you have all the list of all the previous or saved.
I got it.
Click on it and open it, will be opened it. For example, I'm showing you something which I've already done earlier. So just click on open. It will get opened from the public.tableau.
Yeah, I can open it.
Okay, so that way you can do it.
And this sheet name you are giving, how this will be helpful? I mean, I'm saving it with bar chart already.
Right. So how will be helpful in the sense like you can just defaultly identify the name of it, no? So while saving it in the public.tableau, we can see like I'm saving multiple sheets, so identify by the name of it.
Because while saving, I got the why I'm asking this question, because while I was saving, it was asking me the workbook name, so I've given bar chart. So that is why I asked you a question: do I need to rename the sheet also at the bottom? Which name it will get saved? At the bottom one or the one which I'm saving?
One which you gave the name of it, but when you open that, for example, if you see, I have, let's say, I'm opening one of them. So when I click on it will open it. So under that, you might have one or more types of sheets in them. Okay, this is a dashboard actually. More sheets which you can just them. So give the name of a sheet as well as this one also, whichever you want.
Okay. Krishna, multiple sheets we can save like a bar chart, pie chart. I've created different sheets.
Yes.
I want to save everything in the public.
Yes, actually that will be saved with one extension .twbx. In the last week we discussed about it, right? So that will by default have all your types of files saved, or one or more sheets can be saved together. Okay.
Same process. I mean,
the same thing.
Why I'm asking, like whatever for today's class, suppose 2-3. Can you just show me once? One more sheet. Just create one normal chart. We will save 2 sheets.
the public. So
Actually,
same, I'll
there
go to
was some
file
problem
and
here
save
for
with
me.
public,
I'm
go to
unable
it.
to save it. It is giving some error. So I have to see what is that error. So rather than wasting some time, I'm just going on.
Okay, okay, okay.
Is facing a problem. Okay. So let me see.
Okay, okay, no issues. Open from Tableau.
No, at a time it is saving only one sheet, not all the sheets. Sure.
We don't have that option actually.
No. I missed something. Do you wanted to save all the sheets together, right?
What I'm telling, like bar chart you have done, like one more sheet you have worked. So I
Right.
was thinking just to save everything at one place.
Right. Okay. So in that context, if you whatever you're saving with some name on your Tableau public, that by default consists of all your sheets there. For example, let's say you can call combination here, right? I'm just opening it. So this is from my Tableau. Here you are able to see only one sheet here, which is available on this, right?
Okay.
Right. But when you go back to the Tableau, when you say it file open from Tableau public, and I got the list of all the sheets which I have saved into it, right? So if you click on this combination and say it open, okay. So this is my Tableau public, which I already opened with the saved. So you can observe here in this point that it is default displaying with the combination chart, but there are many other charts which are already saved, right? So which navigate all the previous charts from this. Whereas in the Tableau public, you're able to see only one. If you open it from the Tableau public that is on your app, then you'll be able to see all the files saved under that particular name of a sheet that just now you're saving it. Anyways, rule the next, if you're preparing and saving it now, then you can understand that.
Sure. And is that data safe here? I mean, anyone can access or only we can access?
Or from your profile, that has to be published to someone to make them view, then they'll be able to view that.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You have to publish it. So publishing is nothing. At the bottom, you can see that like share, there is an option. So click on share. So they'll having the links that you can share it. That can be viewed by someone. Or else you can even download this, and that downloaded file can be saved as an image, data, cross tab, PDF file, PPT, Tableau workbook, anything. You can just save it in the other ways.
For example, if you shared it to me, can I modify it?
No.
Can I play
the
with
modification can be done unless like you don't have a data. If you have a data with you, that is what the extensions we learned in the previous class. If you're having along with it, modify it, yes. If you don't have the data source, then it will not be able to be modified. So whether you wanted to make that as a editable kind of a visualization, then you have to share along with the data. No, I just wanted someone to view it. Then you can just create it as a .twb file and share it to someone, which they'll be able to see that kind of a visualization with some kind of an intuitive way of representing it is one way. The other way is no, I just wanted to save that as an image and share it to someone, which could not be an intuitive manner, but just a representation can be shared as an image. So based upon the requirement, we do it. So that's the reason we have another tools, Tableau Online, Tableau Reader. I think we discussed in the last week, right? So that are the different things. This is now an image file. I've just created it, downloaded it, which is not an intuitive. Only the image will be displayed to us.
Got it. Thanks.
Right? Okay. Fine. Right. So this is the process. So we can go ahead with one other type of. Many of them started working on it. I think they have covered till bubbles or something. Oh, bubbles. Right, great. Right. So people who have covered line chart, Did everyone worked on the line charts? Right. So do I need to explain it, or can I go to the next? Any doubts so far on that? I've tried to prepare this documentation as much as simple as possible. Again, making it very clear that these representations that you are making up here, I've just made it for some easy way to navigate it for the people who are doing it for the first time. You can give n number of ways to try with different types of data, different type of columns or whatever you wanted to do it, but making it with some kind of a representation, just try to observe them, right? So make it understandable, intuitive, some kind of an insight from that. Just try to prepare it this way. So the point here is for the line chart. Is everyone clear with this point? What do you mean by continuous? Was everyone able to understand it? The only point to understand from this chart, nothing else, like rest of everything is fine. Any question on this? What do you mean by continuous date? Order date, making it to continuous. No one faced any problem out of it? Okay. Sure, sir. Someone who have not done that, please try to check with it. It's in the line chart, but anyways, I'll explain that option. The rest of everything is very simple. The only thing is the order date making into continuous. What do you mean by that? So,
Krishna, I have one more question in the previous graph. The colors which we are selecting, is it a kind of categorical data, right?
which one?
I mean, we cannot take the color. We are dragging to color now. The ship mode. So these are all categorical data only, right?
The ship mode you're talking about. Yes, ship mode is a categorical data.
So I mean, we should drag always the categorical data to color, right? Otherwise, there will be a lot of segregations.
Then yes, based on the type of a data, you have to work on it. Like whether it could be as per you said, it is a segregation that will happen. If it is on numerical, then what type of a value it has to consider? So that will be difficult. So as it is like a categorical data, the ship mode we have before the first class, same day, second class, like a standard class. So that would be easier for us to move it. So for example, if I say profit to color now, so then it is showing you different. You can see the scale at the right side even. It is showing the representation. It is not valid or something. It is valid. Light blue to dark blue color. The lowest value in the data, the highest value in the data. That gives some kind of an understanding. But still, what exactly you wanted to show it from that is the point. So you can have numerical data, but is that appropriate or not? Is that valid for a particular representation? Is what we need to take a decision.
I mean, we have done that Seaborn libraries in Python where we have that option, color equal to or hue. Sometimes we'll use.
Right. The similar kind of an option.
Similar kind of thing.
Every kind of a code there, and many of the things has to be used, but here it doesn't require anything. Directly drag and drop and make some changes, which is faster, very much lighter way to use it, more user friendly, more appealing. All these are the different features of a tab. Right. Whatever the chart you are going to prepare now, whichever the visualization you are making it, which is like an intuitive. So this is a saved chart long before, but still you can see this is an intuitive. That is nothing but for the September 2016, the sale happened is 81,777, which is nothing but an intuitive representation of that. Whereas you don't get these kind of visualizations in the Python or even in the SAS as well, because that is creating an image. So that image will not show you these representations in it. That's a major difference. Right? Okay. So one other point is for the line chart, we have created it. So someone who have not created it, the only point here to make change is by defaultly when you have dragged and dropped this order date, when you right click on it, you'll see that the order date defaultly has a discrete value. So you can see the year selected, 2015, quarter, month, day, and so on, which we call it as a discrete values. Individual discrete values were displayed. When you move to the continuous data, so continuous is all the data starting with the range of a data present in it. For example, 1st January 2019 to whatever the date, for example, 24th April 2021. So all the data will be in a continuous order. Okay, so that you have to make a change. Then even if the color gets changed here, which is now not a discrete value, so that it was in the blue color. Now when it is made to the continuous month, it converted to the green color. So this is what you have to change it. So even you can see the discrete and continuous. So this got now changed it to the continuous state. So this is the only point you need to see for any kind of an order date if you are specifying for any continuous date. So that's the only point to be checked and remembered. That's it. Okay. Right.
So for time data, for time
period.
kind of data, we need to always change it to time period. We need to always change it into continuous.
We have to change it to continuous, or else what will happen if it is a discrete? Discrete is nothing but one single data. So now I'm just making it to the year. It is showing you only the year for 2018. For entire year, only one value. For the 2019, only one value. So that will not be an appropriate for understanding it. So what is the difference between the petrol rate raised from yesterday to today? That is from 23rd to 24th. So what we see, when it is a continuous data, like let's say 23rd is something like this. Now 24th has been raised, 25th something more, 26th, and then it has came down on 27th, more down on 28th, and so on. So this, when you see, is on the continuous timeline. Then what is a discrete? For example, if it is on the 23rd date, the petrol price was something. Upon 24th, it was something. 25th, something else. So this is a discrete value. This is a continuous value.
Okay.
Right? According to which you can choose it. So doing that.
And then we will use rows, right?
Right. Then you will be using what you wanted to see. For example, if I'm doing it on the sale for this one. Okay. I'm doing it as an, for example, discrete year. So this is what you get. If it is for the discrete month, then you get it something different. Now, if it is a continuous month, that is getting changed. So that's how it is.
Okay. Right. And one more thing I've seen that we got that bar chart in the time series.
Right.
I think, is it because of the discrete?
It is because of the discrete, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Right. Right. So everyone finished the line, I guess. So scatter plot. So two examples which I've given for the scatter. Very simple. So one is like a discount to column, sale to row, subcategory to the color. So that gets created with a basic scatter plot. Or else one other way to do it with more number of options. The second way, take a new sheet. From that, drag the sales to the column, profit to rows, and scatter plot city-wise. So here, the scatter plot might not be an appropriate for this. Just to show you what is the scatter, we have gone through this visualization. Has everyone completed the scatter?
Krishna, when
Yes.
they have asked for it is written there subcategory, drag subcategory into color icon. When
Correct.
I'm not doing that, I am getting only single scatter plot? I mean, single plot I am getting. Why is it
Right.
so?
So just let me do it. So what is that I mentioned it? The first thing we have to do it is
Discount to sales.
column and sale to rows. Right. Right. So what has happened from this? Is that any categorical field or any other fields we have? What type of fields we have taken it?
These are numerical
Both are
details.
numerical, right? So what
Uh-huh.
the representation we got it here, it is like the discount and the sale happen, right?
Okay.
Okay. So the sale here is around some 22 lakh or something, right? 22 lakh 97,000 is what the sale happened. The discount is upon this one. So obviously it is taking upon the sum of a value. So only one single point, right? But when this is made to drag and drop your category, so what is that we are taking, whether it is a category or subcategory into the colors, now it has changed this entire scale to everything because now it has got an involvement in all these particular categorical data, right? Rule. So that's the reason now we got a change in this scatter.
Yeah, got it. Thanks, Krishna. Yes.
Okay. Just a second, please. Right. So done with the scatter. Next, we'll be creating pie chart. So everyone done with the pie? So there was a simple option. Rather than selecting it all together, you can just hold multiple fields together. Then you can directly select the columns, that is the fields. And at the right side from the show me, you'll have the pie chart. Easiest way to do. Okay. To increase that, you have this control plus shift plus B to increase the size of a pie. To reduce the size of a pie, from this you have something called size. From the size you can just change this sizes as per your requirement. Did everyone completed the pie? Any questions on the pie chart? Anyone, please? Any questions on the pie? If someone has not done, please let me know. I'll show you the steps. Assuming you're able to perform it, I'm good with it. So I'm not showing every chat here. If you want me to do it, I can. Anyone having any questions on the pie, please let me know.
Krishna, what is that? Krishna, hi
Yes,
Krishna.
yes.
That one option is there. Add city to label to get city name with plot as visualization. That means
Where?
in scatter plot, under scatter plot. That fourth one.
So for which city you want? For example, you wanted to see, like for example, if this is a thing, I'm unable to know for what type of this is. Right. To place
Okay.
the cursor to see what is the subcategory for storage or something, then what you can do, place that category to your link. So you're getting the names along with that. So which is the fourth point referred there is drag city to the label to get more like the names on the visualization. So that is what is about label in the marks card.
Okay. Got it. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Please complete with the 5 and let me know for any questions on it.
Krishna, that pie chart is not active or what? Why under show me? We need to first select dimension and measures or what? Then we can do.
Right. See, what you're supposed to do it is the simplest way of creating the pie chart is first select the pie. Okay. Then one second. So what I mentioned there.
You asked to directly go on to show me and then select pie chart.
Right.
So while I'm doing that, I'm not getting that.
Will not be getting say open that. Okay. So for that, what you can do, like you can just have your columns first, or else you can do it from the marks card. From the left side, the marks card, you can see that. Select the pie chart. Okay. So from there, sales and subcategory have taken it, right? So sales. And subcategory in color.
Sales, you have dragged it to where? Sales?
Sales to the angle. Or else you can
Angle. Acha, theek hai.
just do one thing. Very simple way. Just hold your control key, select the segment and sales. So you can now see at the right side there is a show me which gets now activated when you are selecting the fields.
Acha.
Click on the and you are getting it. Got it now?
Just checking.
Control Shift D to make it bigger.
Krishna, you said first select sales and then segment, right?
Right. Just hold the control key.
Sales.
You'll have a multiple things selected, segment and sales.
Okay.
Then at the show me right side, you can see the pie chart is active now. Enabled.
Now I got it.
Now you can click on it. So you'll be getting the basic pie.
Okay. Can you show it again from the marks? How we will do? From there I got it.
In the marks now the same thing, either that way or this way. So now we are giving it more options there. So in the marks card, drag and drop this. What is that we have? I'm taking it with
Sales to angle.
Right. So sales to angle, and subcategory in colors.
Degree to. Okay.
Colors. Now subcategory into label, because we wanted to display something on it. Okay.
We have more options here, I think.
Which one?
I think we have more options in this marks. Means we are getting more colors and all.
Then we are getting more colors and everything.
From from show me, we have less options. Here we can make more changes.
Here we can make more changes. That is one other option. This is one other option. Different ways to do. Anyway.
Okay.
So sales to the label, because the pie chart is mostly used for displaying some kind of percentages, right? Here, Prashant, the marks is here. On the mark sheet, you'll see something called angle. So actually, angle doesn't make any much difference. But when you place a cursor, this angle is helping you to highlight it. Even in some of the examples, if you don't give an angle, automatically that will be taken as an angle. Sometimes it requires. Okay.
Krishna, how you have increased the size? Size while I'm increasing,
Shift
it is
B.
increasing on that photo.
Control Shift B.
Okay.
Control plus Shift plus B.
Okay. I got it. Control Shift B. But why it is not increasing from size? Just check that option once. Size while I'm clicking on size and I'm increasing it. It is increasing in that place only.
You can see that it is increasing.
Okay. So for me, what it happened, it was on the topmost part, left topmost part. There only it started increasing. Now it has come to the center.
Right. That is like there is some allocated what we say, this dimension. You keep on increasing this, like expand this, and it will be coming up in a more bigger way.
Okay.
Right. So as now this is giving the numbers, you have to make it into the total. How we can do that? Just right click on this sales, sum of sales here. So quick table calculation. From that you can say select percentage of total. You'll be getting the percentages. Right click, quick table calculation, percentage of total. Is it done? Everyone, guys? Then can move to the bubble. So one who have already completed it, it's fine. So many people left. Did others completed the other charts? All the charts completed? Is the other charts completed for everyone? Okay, fine. No, I'm doing nothing, Manisha. So that's the reason it is not like pausing. So have you completed, Manisha?
What is this?
What role?
What is this packed bubbles under show me? There are two type of bubbles. One is normal bubbles and one is segregated by the line. So which one to select for the bubbles?
Packed bubbles, you have to select it.
Okay. No line should be in between that one. Left one. Two
Right.
bubbles
There
are
is
there.
something called as a packed bubble. Let me show you. So what I'm doing is like what we are going to select it. What fields I'm taking here. Subcategory and sales, right? So subcategory
Yes.
and sales. You can show me. So you have something called as a packed bubbles. Bottom. Okay, bottom. Able to see? Rule?
Yeah. Actually, in between also like two bubbles are there. So
It is not a bubble. It's a circle view and it is a side by side circles. That circles are different. This is the bubbles.
okay.
Okay. That is different from this one. So anyone tried with the second type of bubble?
Hi Krishna.
See my screen
Right now it's okay. Like few minutes before it paused in between, it was telling poor connection.
Okay.
Krishna, I want to like we have these bubbles now. While you put your cursor on that, you will get some sales, right? So I tried putting sales in the label so that sales get displayed. It is not displaying. Actually, just try it once. I tried it. It came like small bubbles.
No. Place that in the labels.
Right. Okay. Actually, what happened, Krishna?
Sorry, Roll. I missed it.
Krishna, what happened? Like this sales is there in the under the marks now. From there, I dragged it to labels. Like first, I have to, you told to select subcategory and sales. Okay.
Right.
Then we clicked on the bubbles. Then 3 options came. From there only, I dragged it to label. That is why it came. Can we
It
drag
should
it
not
from
be
there?
done from this
Never.
one. This is like a measure values after doing that. So something which is happening here is happening over here. So if you wanted to make any changes, this should be dragged. So sales into the label, not this sales, because you can see this sales what you have taken is a sign, one is the size it is taking it. One other sales of this is taking into the label part. So when you just place this again, so that gets replaced with something else. Okay. So So you have to be doing it from the measures pane itself. That is from the year, sorry, the dimension measures. From here itself, you have to take it.
And the previous data will get replaced or what while we are selecting
Data will
it,
not get replaced.
dragging it.
Data remains the same. Data will not get any changed. Only the visualizations here will be changed.
Okay.
Data doesn't make any difference. Yes, Prashant, we'll be completing by 5 because we have few more charts, right? So that will be covering, and the others also left. I don't know the reason. So, anyways, advanced charts will take almost like 2 hours easily. At least 1.5 to 2 hours is required for advanced chart. So that charts will be doing it tomorrow. Now, anyways, we cannot do it. Once after this is done, we can complete. I guess others have completed already. So, but please, anyone has any questions related? I'm just going one after the other. If you guys have any questions, please let me know.
Hello.
Yes, Mohan.
For some bubbles, I don't see any name on them or something. Why it's like that?
See, for this bubble, you can see I'm also not getting any names.
Yeah.
Reason is the bubble itself is unable to place that name over that. The furnish is quite clearly bigger, right? So that name cannot be displayed onto it. Few times it happens. A small
But that can
place that name over there to be represented, so it is not able to display it. So if let's say if I just increase some size, if there is a possibility of increasing some size, then there is a chance.
Yeah, otherwise like
Otherwise,
can't
we will not be able to see that. Yes.
we can't show that to someone to understand and make them understand.
Sorry.
Yeah, otherwise if like visualization why we are doing is to present to some business people. Like
Right,
if
right,
we show them this, they
right.
would like they
So then they can
like
have the cursor placed on it to display it, but or else like if you wanted to be very specific displaying all that together, we just can need to increase the size of it. Like individually we can increase the size and making this graph more bigger, then it will be displaying all that.
could you please try it here just now?
This particular sheet, okay. Size option is not coming up. Let me check.
Okay, good.
It is not taking Krishna.
No,
Hi,
it is
Krishna.
not taking. Yes, Rohit.
Yeah.
I have to see that it's not taking. Specifically, increasing the size is not correct, but somewhere like we have to get this displayed. So formats will also not work. I'll check this option, guys. I'm unable to do that, but no options are working. But let me check.
Okay, thank you.
Krishna, I mean, is it taking based on the size? I mean, the smaller size it is not considering.
Actually, that is the reason it is not displaying the smaller size, and the
Yeah.
is unable to put that value there. That's the reason it is. But anyways, like as Pawan asked, there should be some option to increase it to make some that to be displayed. Normally, if we have to increase the sheet size of this, then it will automatically get that bubble bigger. Then it has to place them. But either I cannot see the option of increasing the sheet size, as well as I don't see the option of seeing the increase of that bubble. So that's what let me. If you guys also see it, let me know. But I don't find it, or if it is like checked, I'll let you know. Right. So other chart, what is the other one? After the bubble, histogram, that is a very simple one. Density is also very simple. Actually, density is not an exact representation on this example, but just give a try. So density is nothing but we want to show the distribution of a variable on a dense manner, like highly populated kind of thing. So that is nothing but a dense. Just give a try to see.
Krishna, just scroll up once, na, that bubble chart second part. Why it was asking there specially mentioned that connect to the sample superstore? We are already connected now.
We have connected it. So it is happened like few guys have been asking me sometime which data to connect or something like that. So in between I have introduced that same point every time. Okay. So when they see some new columns, they say, oh, is that which data? So in between I have mentioned things there. Not only this, other chats also I mentioned it sometimes. Connect to sample superstore because we are on the same data.
Okay.
So others, did anyone completed everything? Manisha, Anita, Sneha? If others have completed, I have a question for you to check. If you are still doing it, it is fine.
Krishna, in histogram, how to decrease the bin size?
Which one?
Histogram.
Uh-huh.
When we plot, it by default it is taking some bin size. Okay, how to change the bin size, Krishna?
1 second. Histogram. What you have taken it? List count. Okay. Okay, I'll check Manisha. I'm just coming it. So I thought you guys all already completed everything. So okay. Histogram, what do you want? One?
Decrease the bin size, increase the bin size.
So what I've considered is discount. So actually it is taking as a default the bin size. From this, like you can see, there is an option here, view data from, you can see the default bins have been taken.
Yeah, here if you see that's 0. Yeah, some bin size taken. I want to adjust that normal.
Okay, from here you can see, click edit access. From that you have the different access options. Automatic, uniform axis range for all the columns or all the rows or columns, independent axis ranges. Give your fixed one how much of a range you wanted to display.
And here if we get
Range. So you can just give the range.
let's say like just I want to take bin size as let's say 10 like that. Fix it. What is okay? Fix it starting.
Always 0 and 10. If that is an appropriate, you can just make a selection how you want to display.
Then for his,
Sure. What do you mean by density? Sorry, Pawan?
yeah, a little bit like thinking like how to understand this.
Right. So it is by default as per the data. That's what. So when you're going into the default, you can see the bins have been taken as per the data it is. So when you're changing bins, it is now recalculating on the overall of the data. So which we need to understand which is right or wrong. So that we have to take a decision. So which bin and how it is taking it. Right. So when you are the default output, once you are observing the bin, it is based on the data. So when you view the data, it is taking as per the data and giving you the creating of this bins actually. Right. Yes. So what do you mean by density? Density is generally used as to check with certain dense of data that is like morely populated, and certainly seeing the overlapping maps we generally call as a overlapping on the map. Generally, this is appropriate to show the density on a population in a particular geographical region. That is really appropriate on that. So here I've created something showing you the density, but that is not an exact way of representing it. Right. If I take a map now, for example, the second wave of COVID is very high. So if you see the density, Maharashtra is having the highest density. After that, let's say Rajasthan or something else like Delhi or something else. Okay. So that would be appropriate if you wanted to show the high dense area on a particular region or on a particular geographical representation. That is appropriate. But as we are not using any maps over it, I just wanted to show you what type of how to create a density. That's it. For this, what I've taken sales, profit, and city, right? So I'm just taking the sales, profit, city, right? So this is giving you some kind of an high density, but with all the different type of cities together. So rather than that, which is the highest, like most of the population where it is there, and changing the density will help us to understand the representation how it is dense. So when you make a color change, so the major density is in particular area of on a scale of this, like 7, the profit. Very most of the regions are densely in this particular area. This is completely a different, very highest sales and highest profit, and lesser than to that also. But most of them are having a very less profit and very less sales in this particular region. Is what I wanted to show it in this, but this would be appropriate on a graph generally, or sorry, not on a geographical map. It is appropriate as the example provided.
Krishna, one question in this density. We got like this is a denser part. We got more parts, no? I mean, we are only checking the denser part, right?
Right.
This particular part, yellow and reddish type of thing.
Right.
This is the density, more density area there.
Right.
But it is scattered all over the graph, right?
Right. You can see the individual values. For example, if there is a San Francisco, you can see these are all independent values. This is not a density we are finding it out. So the major density is on one particular area. When it is like fading out, you can see the lesser density we can say. So the higher the dense, higher the denser color.
Okay.
Okay. So when you are moving towards like lighter or faded part, you have a very lesser density of them together.
Actually, I have selected one option under the color. I am not getting that part, that other parts.
See, if you say individual color, only one color is displayed. So that not be an easier way to understand. When you are making some kind of a gradient colors, for example, I have chosen orange to blue. So you can see orange, like you have the lesser density and the blue is the higher density. So you can see in the center. So that kind of a gradient colors are much helpful for understanding this denser part.
Okay.
Okay.
Gradient in the sense there will be
gradient in the sense
like
change from one color to other color, something like that.
Okay, single color won't be useful here, right?
Darker to lighter, lighter to darker is nothing but a gradient.
Okay. I mean, if you select only blue light or something like that, you'll get only one part.
Only one color, no? So
Not
how we can
much.
find it is a denser.
Krishna, if we change some value of, let's say, the lightest point is CRT something, right? You showed it. Can you spot on the lightest point?
This
Yeah.
one.
So if we why suddenly color change? If we touch it, we are seeing blue. We don't touch this.
That's what, no? It is an individual value. So let's say on the right side, okay, we don't have a scale here. Actually, that should be also showing you the scale. So when you right click and you can see the scale of it. So only that particular values can be displayed as per the requirement. So whichever you want. So which values you want, you just highlight that. Your point is when you're clicking on it, it is making the color blue color, right? So it is an individual value. So obviously when you're checking with the individual value, that itself is displaying that particular independent, what do we consider, the point. So it is like considered with the blue color or whatever the dense color you're taking it, only that color is displayed to us. It doesn't show the orange because it is not a gradient. It's an individual value that get displayed. Right.
One more thing, Krishna, when I'm taking like orange blue light diversion, so it is not spreading over more area. It is not showing more area, like the thing which you selected one option. No?
I've selected orange blue.
Yeah, just click on that diversion.
I've just selected.
Showing me, it is showing me light one. Orange blue light diverging. Just select one.
Orange blue light.
Scroll down. Yeah, it will be there.
Where it is? Okay. So density orange light. So only orange and it is making it lighter. So I'm not using multiple colors in this. Right. So when I made it.
It is not showing more areas. Yeah.
No, right. Because it is not showing anything which we made it only for the denser part called only for the light orange. So the points which are lesser denser are obviously made to light color. So you can't see any light colors over here.
Okay.
Right. But when you made it from one color to the other color change, then orange to blue or anything else, some gradient, then it is. Sure, Prashant. No worries. If you're done, we can. It's fine. Anyways, we'll be concluding in some time. Only few things to cover. You can leave. No problem.
Okay. Okay.
Well, got it.
And one more thing. Okay, miss. Based on the color, it is selecting the part.
Right.
In the graph.
Based on the color, it is displayed with that.
And what did you do that with the right part, that some profit, what you were selecting there?
No. If like you wanted to select only certain values, right click on the profit. You have something called show filter. You can base it on the filter also. Do it on the filtering way. When you show filter, it will show the filter only certain values if you wanted to select from so and so.
Krishna, so if we have a graph like this, so what we can say based on this data, like you have this graph now. So based on this, what you can explain about this data.
Right, Pawan. So that's what I said. This particular presentation which we made is not appropriate. The reason for this is whenever you make a density. So what is the density? I wanted to show the dense area on a particular region or a particular place or on a geographical something. So this example is I wanted to show you what do you mean by denser. Normally the density charts have been created onto the graph representation. For example, Now, if you are taking a COVID moment, now the second wave of COVID is very high in Maharashtra, right? So if I consider this, I wanted to show this is a very highly dense. After that, where Delhi is morely dense with the cases. Let's say a little bit of Telangana and more of Andhra, the Karnataka, something. This is should be the actual density, right?
Okay. Now, instead of sum of sales and sum of profit, can you put it on region wise? Maybe that would be like, then maybe we'll be able to see.
Yes, we can even
region.
do it on the region wise also. Just try to make a change. Try to make a change whether it is making some difference or not. So take the region also.
Yeah, why region? Why was that region means? Like in that way, maybe in that one region, maybe profit is more, then we can see the dense part, and maybe in one region profit is less, we can see our region or city wise. So I just wanted to see that.
Right, that is correct. That's what, but it is not appropriate. Even in this particular example, we require to have some kind of a map on that. That would be really very good to display that density.
Okay.
Okay. Seeing it on the center and the west region, for example, whatever the selection you made, so the representation is not getting much change there as per the data. So this representation is not exactly appropriate. I got a question, but that is not making it because it is not any kind of a map that you are going to do here, right? Understand it, Pawan? The next one is the area. Okay, this is very simple. Area and dual axis, you have only two. So area charts, what you can do it. So what fields I'm taking it? It is like order date, quantity, show me right side, and then you can just change it to the area. That's a very simple one. Basically, it's a line graph, but filled with some kind of a color representation is nothing but area. So here we are taking it, order date and quantity. So order date, quantity, on the show me, you have area continuous and area discrete. So you have to go with the area continuous. So it is done on regions, just make the region to the color. A simple area chart. The last one is the dual axis, order date, what fields I'm taking it, order date, sales and quantity. Order date, sales and quantity. So dual axis, show me, you can see is dual combination. Click on it, you'll get to see. So this is a dual combination, will make a dual axis on the other chart, like advanced charts also we'll see. So this is some type of a dual axis. So this is one is on the sale and the other is on the quantity. We'll also work more on this dual axis on advanced. So all these are the basic charts which we covered today.
Well, so dual, Krishna, dual means combination of two charts. I mean bar chart, line chart, both it is.
See, we are taking for every year from 2018 to 2021. One of the axes is shown on the sales, one of the axes is shown onto the quantity. Is nothing but a dual axis.
Okay.
For sales also, can we select the bar chart only? Is it possible?
Oh. Sorry?
For sales also, I need a bar chart only. Yeah.
Then?
Oh. Okay.
So this is not easy to
Krishna, one thing I'm getting confused here. There are two things, quantity and sales with respect to date. So for quantity, we'll be moving from left to right. And for sales also, we can move from left to right. I mean, while viewing this graph.
See, this is a sale. This is a quantity. Right? So put sale to label. Quantity to label.
Okay, two data we are getting here.
We are getting the two different things.
Okay. Two different things on different scales, I will.
Different time period.
Yeah. Time period, over the same time period, we are calculating both sales and quantity.
We are also checking for quantity and sales. So here, if you see the quantity, one, if the sale happened is the total price for the sale happened is this much.
Okay.
1 second.
And it will automatically adjust scaling part.
Yeah, sorry. Yes, Rahul.
Krishna, hi Krishna.
Yes.
I mean, it is automatically adjusting to the scale. I mean, scaling in the sense like quantity, when you see it is 0, 2000, 4000, 6000.
Right.
And when you see sales,
it is like 0, 100, 100K, 200.
Yeah.
So that's the reason
it will automatically adjust.
On a single axis, we cannot show all that because this is somewhere around 7,000. This is around 4 lakh. Completely different. So reason we have this kind of a dual combination, dual axis.
Okay. This is a max we can have, right? Not more than 2. I mean 3, 4.
So only how can the third one will be possible here? It will be a 3-dimensional then. If we cannot add one more dimension to it, right?
Okay.
If I'm adding something called a profit, it is shown something different, not in the same. Right? Right. So with this, all the basic charts are complete.
You have added. Show that next step now. That profit you have added.
I've just dragged and dropped this profit over here because I wanted to see one more dimension. You asked, no, what if I wanted to have a profit or any other dimension to be added? So I've just added profit here, but that is showing something different, which is not on the same chart.
I'm not getting bar chart actually. I'm getting that line chart only.
For the profit, so you can just make it bars.
Well, okay, under profit, okay, under profit we have to select it. Now I got
have to select it. Whatever you want, you can select it. Bars, lines.
Okay.
Right, guys? I guess. So
I think now, Krishna, I think now we can save everything to public. That save option is there. Na?
Then if you save it now,
all together. Are you still facing issue?
It's not an issue. Actually, like I've downloaded that multiple times. Okay, so it is asking for a physical file to be even having the data to be saved. Okay, so I just need to upload it once again. I'll do that later. Because earlier I have done 2 or 3 times to be included, so which is just asking for that.
So is it like this collection of these different charts we will get? This is we call as the dashboard we call, na?
No, this is not a dashboard. This is not a dashboard. What's in the next class?
Okay.
We will be doing all the advanced in dashboards and everything. This is all worksheets to be saved as collection of worksheets. That is nothing but we are storing all the sheets together. Dashboard is something like making all representations in one single dashboard or a chart. That is different. Okay. Right, guys. Any other questions? Sorry, Pawan. Right, guys. So others, any questions? Anita, Manisha, Pawan, Sneha. No? Okay. So